Hello, folks. Welcome to this edition of Al's Joint. Ooh, we have a lot of stuff to unravel. Let's not waste any time. Let's take the gloves off and let's get at it. So, folks, let's jump right into it. So, the grifter in chief is in the Middle East looking to enrich his family and make billions of dollars off of the presidency. He's continued to do that. Of course, you all heard about the $400 million plane that Qatar is trying to gift to him and how ridiculous that is, that whole scenario. But while he's over there, he's continuing, of course, to totally embarrass the United States. He's taking a bended knee and kissing the Prince of Qatar's ass. And he's also looking to figure out a way for us to, I guess, be partners. But something that I'll never forget, right, that on 9/11, Al-Qaeda, which was based in Qatar, right, struck our country, killing 2,977 American citizens, another 2,448 service members, 20,000 additional service members were injured, 8,000 so severely they lost multiple limbs. They had mental issues that they'll have to suffer with their entire lives. And some of those folks aren't even getting the treatment that they need even now because of all the cuts that Donald Trump has done to the veteran department. So I want to ask the MAGA folks, when is enough enough? To the MAGA cultists, first, he told you that it's okay to be a communist. It's okay to kiss Putin's ass. And what did you do? You ran right in line behind him and you started defending that we should be friends with Russia. We should be communists as well. Now he's telling you that we should be friends with countries that harbor terrorists, the same terrorists that attacked us, the same terrorists that took the heart out of this country on 9/11. I'm sorry, I'm not ready for that. So if he wants to go over to the Middle East and kiss the crown prince's ass and follow them around like a puppy dog, and he said in a speech that our country is greater and doing as great as any other country except theirs. I want you to listen and go find that speech. Do your own research. Listen to what he said. He said that we were second to that country. That's your president. That's your boy. So, folks, the first plane load of South Africans have arrived in America. Donald Trump took it upon himself to save these farmers or these so-called South Africans who were facing genocide, which, of course, is a lie. He's made a mockery of the whole immigration scenario. That's what he does, right? He figures out politically what scores him the most points with his MAGA far-right nuts. You know, those cultists, skinheads, the KKK, and the everyday American racists. There's a lot of them out there, and they're going to justify this, right? They're going to claim that whatever Trump says, if these folks are in danger, they're not in danger. For all we know, they being released out of jail, out of insane asylum. They might be rapists. They might be thieves. We don't know because there's no system in place to check that. They just put out a call for folks to come to America. It's ironic because the last time they did that in Africa, they brought Africans here and they enslaved them. They sold them, they whipped them, they raped them, they butchered them, they killed them, they denied them their civil rights, they denied them any rights. They treated them as less than human. So to you South Africans, if I were you, I'd make sure I sleep with one eye open, because you never know where you might end up. Well, look, the other part of this is we're back to the immigration discussion where to this date, not one Russian undocumented worker has been sent back to Russia. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that not one European has been deported yet? I wonder why that is. ICE clearly stands for Immigrants of Color Expelled. Doesn't get any clearer than that. So all you hypocrites, all you MAGA nuts, and all you sellouts and Uncle Toms, I'm waiting to hear you justify this because you can't make this shit up. So folks, when did it become the norm in America to lie? Whatever happened to thou shalt not lie? The truth will set you free. It's become a joke now. Donald Trump can lie every single day, 10 times a day, and his followers, well, they'll justify it. He has Fox News, right? Or fixed news. Fox News will lie right along with him. I can show you 100 cases where Fox News will change their position because they have to protect Donald Trump and his lies. They don't care about the bulk of Americans, only those folks who are tuned into Fox News. They have to keep his base satisfied. But my honest opinion is that in 2014, the American media sold its soul because Donald Trump was such a great draw. The ratings were up because he said ridiculous things because he was stupid. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So he could say anything he wanted, no matter how outrageous. It sold newspapers, it sold magazines, it got the network's ratings up. So they sold their soul. But they created a monster. They never thought he'd win the presidency. How could somebody with all those flaws, both personally, morally, politically, you name it, a person like that end up in the White House? They created that monster, and then selling their soul turned into fear. They feared pushing back against Donald Trump. So during the 4 years he had lost a bid for re-election, during those 4 years, they were even afraid then to go after him because of his base. But I looked at a 1990s interview with Donald Trump and Barbara Walters of ABC. And I want you to look at this.
Well, the new book is entitled Surviving at the Top. There are many people who would say failing at the top.
Well, I think what the press has done is taken a situation where they see something and blown it to kingdom come. I've never seen anything like it. Whether it's a marriage, by the way, or whether it's financial, I've never seen press reporting as I have with regard to me. And I hope the general public understands how inherently dishonest the press in this country is.
Back when Barbara Walters was around, Donald Trump did not stand a chance lying through his teeth in an interview.
As a member of the press, let me try to clear up some of the things which you say are untrue. You write in your book, my bankers and I worked out a terrific deal that allows me to come out stronger than ever. I see the deal as a great victory, and eventually the rest of the world will too. Being on the verge of bankruptcy, being bailed out by the banks,
Well, you don't have to say on the
skating on thin ice and almost drowning, that's a businessman to be admired.
You say on the verge of bankruptcy, Barbara, and you talk on the verge, and you listen to what people are saying.
I talk to your bankers.
Well, that's fine. And what do they say? I mean, depending on which banker you're talking to, what do they say?
This is where Trump would pivot to blaming other factors and gloat of his great deal and great deal making. Sound familiar?
Let's try to be accurate.
Go ahead.
Some of your friends have told us that you deliberately missed a payment on the Trump Castle debt so that you could negotiate this deal with the bank. Is that true?
Did I deliberately miss it? In other words, did I just say I'm not paying it
Yeah,
for a
because then I
specific
can
reason?
deal with my banks and I can get short-term, agreements over the long term.
Well, I don't want to comment as to whether or not I deliberately missed
Why
the
not?
payment.
That's
I think that the deal that's been worked out is a fair deal. The castle is doing very well. It's starting to do really well. Atlantic City is in the midst of a recessionary area. People are not going down like they used to because they don't have the money.
And the Taj Mahal, which was going to save everything, is just about breaking even, and your other two casinos are down 20% from last year. You have debts to pay back.
Right.
You have huge loans to pay back. You say the country is in a depression. What makes you think that you can pay back those loans? And further, what your bankers have told us is that the only way you even have a chance is by selling that property out there totally, the plaza.
Well, I don't know what the bankers have said. The plaza is a very valuable property. Everybody told me, oh, you paid too much, you paid too much. Now they're all saying what a great deal he made
No,
on the
they're not.
plaza.
So you notice that Barbara Walters refused to let Donald Trump just lie to her because she had folks who were watching her show or reading her articles And she refused to let those folks be bamboozled or lied to. Donald Trump felt so bad because she put him on the spot with real facts that he threatened to get her. He threatened to ruin her career. But back then he was all bluster. He didn't have anywhere near the power he has now. The moral of this segment is that the media sold their soul. They created Donald Trump. And now look what we have. We have a country in turmoil. We have a country divided because the liar in chief can say whatever he wants, wherever he wants, whenever he wants, to whomever he wants, and get away with it. You can't make this stuff up, folks. I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Al's Joint. Don't forget to hit that like and share button, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Thank you. Let's keep the gloves off. Let's stay in the fight. I'll see you next Friday.
This segment of Al's Joint is brought to you by Pave the Way Parking.